good? What's good? It's Jonathan Mathis, the sports judge, back with you guys again. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate all you guys. Let's talk about the Rams. I watched the game today, and it's humanly impossible to win every single game. Even though we have the mindset that we want our team to win every game, but in reality, it's not going to happen. So there was going to come a time in the season when the Rams would lose one, but I didn't think it would be against the Arizona Cardinals. Look, I was completely blindsided today. I didn't see this coming. I don't think a lot of people saw this coming. I knew coming in that the Arizona Cardinals were a very, very good team. But I didn't think they would dominate the way they did today. Kyler Murray is a special player. We knew that coming into the league. I talked about him about a month ago in a video, how special of a player he is, how dynamic he can be. And, I mean, you talk about the man's speed, you talk about his accuracy, and his ability to make passes inside the pocket, which is very incredible to watch. The Rams couldn't stop him. They couldn't neutralize him. They couldn't, get any pressure on him. He had his way all afternoon at SoFi Stadium on Sunday, and the Rams didn't, make the proper adjustments necessary to find a way to slow him down and minimize his game, and that was on display today in this game. It's a tough loss, yes, but now the Rams have a chance to regroup and hopefully bounce back. Maybe it is a good thing that they have a short week. They will now travel to Seattle to play the Seattle Seahawks. Hopefully they can come away with a victory. But one of the major problems today was Matthew Stafford. And, Matthew Stafford has been that quarterback that we're looking for. He has been the quarterback that Jared Goff wasn't. And when he got here, he started making things happen for this offense, and this offense started to click, and this offense has improved tremendously. This was his worst game as a Ram. He only had 3 starts prior to Sunday, but Stafford wasn't at his best today. He struggled. Kyler Murray clearly outperformed him in this game. And Stafford was an inaccurate passer today. He wasn't able to place his passes perfectly in the hands of his receivers. He was both overthrowing and underthrowing his receivers. He finished with a pedestrian 26 of 41 for 280 yards with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Yes, he did put up some numbers. He did put up some stats. But in the end, the Dodgers, I'm thinking about the Dodgers too. The Rams lost the game. And then the defense looked very weak today. It was as if they were half asleep out there. They didn't show up to play this game. They forgot that today was Sunday and that they had a football game, because the defense looked atrocious to me. The Rams linebackers, they look really, really bad. Particularly Kenny Young, man. I don't know where his head was today. I guess he was in La La Land today, because I mean, he looked bad, and at times he looked lost. He looked very confused. You know, none of those guys really showed up to play today. None of those guys. Troy Reader, he wasn't focused. He wasn't locked in. He wasn't ready to go. You know, these guys weren't ready to put on their pads, even though they put on their pads. It just wasn't their afternoon. You know, they just didn't play their best game. They didn't give 110% effort. They didn't. You know, and if you're gonna be consistent and win games on a weekly basis, then you have to perform at a high level every week. You can't decide that I want to play 1 week and then take the next week off. You're going to lose games like that. And the Rams, obviously, as we saw today, they took today off. Collectively, everyone took today off. The Rams didn't look like themselves today. They look like a team that needs to have a meeting, that needs to, you know, be in the film room tomorrow and, you know, talk about this, because it wasn't their best performance. And then David Long Jr. gets posterized. You know, I mean, the secondary wasn't even there. They didn't even play well. You know, AJ Green ran down the field, made one hell of a catch in the end zone for a touchdown. You know, Kyler Murray was airing it out to his receivers. And the Rams, you know, couldn't make the plays. They couldn't get the stops that they needed. And then the offense wasn't its normal self either. The offense struggled as well too. You know, Arizona had 34 points before the fourth quarter. And the Rams defense hadn't allowed that to happen since 2019. You know, the Rams appeared to have a number of holes now around them in the linebacker corps, you know, and the secondary. And the Cardinals had the weapons and the ability, you know, to just go after them. And they looked like an elite team. And last week we were saying how the Rams sent the statement to the rest of the league. Well, they got put on hush mode today. They got put on hush mode. But I am confident in this team. I think this team has the proper ingredients to get to the Super Bowl. I think this team is built to win a Super Bowl, you know, and I think they will bounce back and win in week 5. So this is going to be week 5. You know, but, I mean, hey, it happens. You know, we should have saw this coming, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it was just a matter of time that the Rams would lose at least one. I still think they'll get, by the time it's all said and done, at least 14 wins. I think so. They have a pretty light schedule coming up. I know they got the Giants on their schedule. They got Seattle Thursday. They got the Titans, I believe, in a few weeks as well. That's going to be a challenging one. But the Rams will be all right. I mean, it's a loss. I was pretty disappointed about the loss, but the Rams, they'll be fine. I think they'll bounce back. But let's give a lot of credit to, even though we don't want to, let's give a lot of credit to Kyler Murray, because, man, this guy can flat out play, and he showed us that today, and that was on display. That was on full display today. I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Before I go, I just want to say, please subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. You guys take care. You guys have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take care.